It's a shabby show. It's a shabby.
All right, welcome everybody to a bonus episode of the Jank Tank. I think this puts us at episode 5. I know Buzz and I just uploaded an episode showing our kind of mangling of those fun janky decks from the previous weekend's regionals, but we wanted to go back to a regional we were actually able to play at together. It was the regional in Northern California on June 10th in Mountain View, and we'll both kind of talk a little bit about our decks and why we built these decks, because we did build them both ourselves, and we wanted to kind of answer some meta situations that we thought were likely to show up. So we're going to play them, even though we did not play at the regional together, and we can kind of talk about our individual experiences. Let's share with you kind of what we chose and why, and then we'll play a game against each other, see how they fare. So Buzz, why don't you start and tell us a little bit about your deck today?
All right. Well, you said that we built these by ourselves, which is, right? In my case, sort of true. I had been working on some Targaryen decks. It had been an astonishingly long time before I'd actually played, or since I had actually played Targ at a event that matters. You and I were both at the KublaCon. Excellent tournament. Amazing TO and Road to Stalik coming up.
Amazing backup TO also.
Yeah, the second TO was great. All that was missing was like a TO playmat for that guy.
Probably.
So obviously we were at that tournament, and I had built a Stark Watch, not a wall deck, but a Tully Rush. And I just lost to the wall repeatedly on the day. And so I wanted to get back to my Targaryen roots, but I also wanted a deck that had a fighting chance against Night's Watch defense. Both because I expected a bit of a Night's Watch defense presence. The South Bay playgroup tends to have a few wall players, as well as the fact I just hate losing to wall decks.
And you should.
So I was working on, I know, right? So I was working on some fealty. I didn't feel like fealty quite had the speed that I wanted. Trying things like pyromancers, and it was good. It was okay. Then I tried a little bit of crossing, and I tried some blood riders for some acceleration, things like Recaro, to give you that extra pace, and of course the crossing agenda. And then Euros happened, and I saw Reinhardt had won the whole tournament with a Targ Lord of the Crossing. So I took a little peek over there and saw what made his deck tick, and I really liked it. It was not too dissimilar to mine, but a few things I adapted from his was a little bit more power in the plot deck, and by power I mean actual power grab, not like power level. And basically just living with the fact that I was going to open with a 4-6-1 most games. Right. A little bit of character-based difference. I took some changes from his. I kept some changes in mine. I've actually just Facebooked you the link to mine. If you want to pull it up, we can look at it card by card if you want, just to kind of point out some highlights.
Well, here, I'll post it. I'll post it in our description of the YouTube video, and that way people can go back and kind of satisfy that itch. But yeah, give us some of those key decisions, though.
So compared to the Euro Champions deck, I took out March to the Wall, believe it or not, because I found that cleaning up their board, I actually wanted a 2-claim plot a little bit more, and so I added Retaliation in that spot.
So you're telling me I can freely set up my single 7 costers. Let me just make a note. Okay, good. Just need to remember that.
Yeah,
right,
we'll come back to that if we do a tournament report. I added a Shadow Black Lane, which he did not have. I added 2 Waking the Dragon, which he did not have. I added 1 Lay Siege, which he did not have. And the Wakings were to accompany, well, a little bit of speed, a little bit of Valor Recovery. I really like the Waking and Crossing. That was something I had in my Blood Rider deck that I just felt like I wanted to make the jump with me.
Nice.
And I added a 3rd Viserys Targaryen, and Waking is really strong with him, because in a Night's Watch meta, you're looking for Cravens and Milks and those types of things, and Waking on Vis is pretty solid to attack that, because you can even do that in the marshalling phase.
Right.
I also added a Sir Barristan Selmy. I love Barristan. With Plaza of Pride, your hand size is generally under control, and so he does work. In fact, some of our testing that we had done leading up to regional, I think Barristan won me that game, like literally on his own. if you have Drogo out and Barristan, he can do 2 militaries and a power and be ready for defense. It's unbelievable. I also took out the 2-for-3 Braided Warriors, added 2 copies of Second Sons, which is an underrated card in my view.
I agree.
And then I added a Grey Worm from the new pack, and I did not add an Astapor, nor do I have a Dragon is No Slave in here. While they are very powerful cards, I think they're more for a burn type deck, and they don't really help you with the speed.
Right.
Crossing is its own type of challenge control. You can either use Astapor to suck your opponent's strength, or you can use your crossing challenge to add strength. And that's another reason why I went with the crossing agenda, is I also expected quite a few Targ mirrors, and the people shy away from that -1 in the first challenge, but really what I like better is the +2 in the third to get some of your key characters over Drac range and things like that. So I really like this deck. It may not be the precise best 60 cards for this version. Reinhardt's may be stronger than mine, but mine is more my style, and I liked it quite a bit.
So
Hashtag House of the Undying.
How did you do in Mountain View at the tournament?
I went 3-1, and then I had to drop because I had a family situation arise, which made me pretty sad. Pretty sad.
You were doing well on the day, I remember.
Everything was fine. I was doing well. Round 1 I played against a newer player. He'd come down from Ukiah, which is pretty far north, and he was playing Stark Crossing with some of the Frey tech, like the Frey Lordlings, and then the one that raises your claim, the twins, and Fat Cat and things like that. And unfortunately, he forgot about my passive effect on Danny, and so I was able to Dracarys his Blackfish in turn 1, and I think I 15-0'd him. But he's a nice guy. I enjoyed that game. Round 2, I was playing Kevin, who had won a store championship. He was playing Greyjoy Fealty Rush, and kind of the play of the game there was he, like plot 3, we're both on like 10-ish power, and he's got Balon out, and I have whatever out, and he plays Rise of Kraken and goes first, and then I can Crown of Gold his Balon, not to kill it, but just to keep its strength low enough that I'm able to defend the important challenges and then swing back and win the game on my turn. Nice. So win there. Then in round 3 I play a wall. You know, I have prepared for this.
There you go.
It is perfect. And so it's Eric Green playing Night's Watch Reigns, and he mulligans into Rose Road, Corrin Half Hand with a Dragonglass Dagger. Ooh. And then I think I'm going to march this guy, and then I look down and I realize I didn't have marched my black deck anymore. Because I got it. Like, that was an excellent game. I think it was 8 plots, and Eric squeaked it out like 15, 12-ish or something like that. Heading into the last round, I had House of the Undying, and I was going to crack it and get a board filled with stuff, and he nightmares with his first action, and then he was able to close it out. Excellent game. Eric's a fantastic dude and a good player. Ended up losing in the final. And then I played Shelby in round 4, and he had a Martell crossing, believe it or not, with some sneaky speed. But man, Targ can really eat Martell for breakfast if the stars align. So I like burned his Doran, I burned his Nymeria, I 15-0'd him basically. It was just, I had the right pieces. Shelby's obviously a really good player, and so.
Martell just has a hard time dealing with the amount of destruction that an aggressive Targaryen deck with burn to kind of assist that aggression. I don't know how they stand up to it. Actually,
as I recall now, I think I set up to dupe to Drogo, Viserion, and Econ, and then I opened Retaliation, which is a trick that if you read the U.S. National runner-up or top whatever Targ Fealty from there, he was saying that if you can set up Drogo, mill Icon, and enough resources for, say, like a Jorah, and then you open Retaliation, you just win. Yeah. And he's right. So, like, 4 mill claim on the first turn just cleared Shelby's board, and there was no coming back, especially with the dupe on Drogo. Right. So GG, he got 2.0'd, as we say in California. Oh. That's our term for set up and draw randomness and variance. And getting 2.0'd is less and less common, but
I agree. I found
it can still happen.
It can happen, but with real careful building, and with the more options that we have now, you can get some really consistent setups going.
Yeah, so that's my quickie tournament report. MVPs on the day: Caldrogo for sure, House of the Undying, super solid, and honestly, my agenda and double spikes and Winter Festival, I almost plotted those 3 every time and 3-round wins. If you have 6 power in your plot deck and crossing is your agenda, and you only need to really get to 9 power to win, you go fast.
Yeah, it goes really fast. Rarely, I'll bet, did you go, except for I'm sure against that one wall matchup, did you go that many plots? It was 8 you said against Eric?
Yeah, something like that. I mean, it was getting close to time, and I can't recall if we cycled around or if it came on plot 7. The other kind of undercover MVP was a card that I don't like and then just put in because the Euro Champ had 3x, and I thought, well, let's give it a shot. And come to find out, it's a beautiful little card in this deck, and that's the Crone of Ace Dothrak.
Oh, I love the Crone. It's
just a cheapy intrigue icon, which you need more of, and then you fill things up for your Slaver Bay Port to turn on, as well as, things like that.
Yeah, I played
at the Undying as well. So
at Kingdom Con in San Diego back in April, I played an all-in House of the Undying deck just for kicks, and it made the cut and did really well. And Crone was a big part of it. I mean, she is so good at populating that dead pile with good characters.
If only there were some more pillage.
That's right.
in my character base. So anyway, so that is my medium length tourney report. Let's take a peek at your deck.
Yeah. So my deck is, if folks remember, and they probably don't because it was not that memorable, but I played a Bara Watch deck at Worlds last year, and it did pretty well. It made the cut. I was really happy with the deck.
I remember.
You remember. Myself and Johnny Wright kind of worked on it. He gave me the initial idea, and I kind of ran with it, while the rest of SoCal kind of went in a different direction with their decks. But I just really, really liked the style of the deck. I liked its control. I liked its ability to be aggressive also with some of the big bomb characters. And this was pre-Valor also, so once you got him out there, as long as you had some attachment control and some protection, you could really do some damage. So I really liked the deck, and I wanted to update it for the current meta because, like you, I thought going to Mountain View there would be a lot of wall decks. I thought there would be a lot of wall decks and a lot of Targ decks. So my concern was, like, I didn't want to play just a Night's Watch wall deck. I like the wall, and in my Bara Watch deck, I did kind of at Worlds, I just cheesily threw in one copy of the wall, and I thought, well, what if I kind of built on the wall a little bit more, but also built on the big bomb characters and strengths from Bara and Night's Watch. So this is both a Dom deck and a wall deck and a big guys deck. So I should say not both, but all 3 of those things are trying to all work together to win a lot of challenges, both on offense, on defense, to keep the wall going, and to win Dom and get all those lovely little Dom triggers like new Mel. I got rid of old Mel. You do lose the control, but if you're going Mel, she brings a lot of cards with her that you have to play, and I didn't necessarily want to play all those cards. So I just went with new Mel, who is fantastic. I could make a good argument for losing in Mountain View against Big Mel because my opponent Alejandro decided to think a little bit like me, but actually better, and make a more focused Bara deck that ran the new Mel to battle some of these wall decks. So
yeah, leave it to Alejandro to be better than all of us.
Right? Son of a gun. He always seems to get there. So I'll put the full deck list, but when I say it's a Dom deck and a wall deck and a big guy kind of aggro-y deck, then I think it kind of populates itself, and I'll put it up there, and you guys will see there may be some interesting plot choices. I'll leave that to the peanut gallery to decide. So my day went pretty well. I went, how many rounds was it? I think it was 5 rounds. Anyways, I went 1 loss, so I made the cut. We were just cutting to top 4, so I made the cut in the 4th spot. My only loss in Swiss was also to Eric Green's wall deck, so it did not actually work against the wall. I thought, with wall, with Dom, I'll outwall the wall, and it just didn't quite work out that way. I didn't see what I needed to do. Didn't see what I needed to get, and I was a little twisted up because I missed a couple of key triggers and forgot a couple of his things that he had on the board, because the wall has a good Night's Watch fealty wall deck has a lot of things going on, and if you miss just one of them, a challenge phase can quickly run away from you. So that happened. And then I played Alejandro in the top 4 and lost to his Bara, I think it was a fealty deck.
Yeah, it was Bara fealty.
Yeah, and he specifically had targeted wall decks. But also when you target wall decks, you kind of get a lot of good tools against Dom decks also. But he was playing Numel like me, and like me, his MVP card were the Spears of the Merlin Kings, which are my favorite card out of the newest pack. It definitely helped me win games on the day, and he absolutely won the game against me because he had 2 spears out and was able to play the right plot when I had to Valor, save those 2 bombs, have enough gold to play them right back out in marshalling, and he kind of ran with it from there. Was able to get the Dom lock, was able to get the kind of aggressive lock that I had been trying to get with my deck all day. So he kind of outdid me with the spears. The spears are so good.
How would you compare those spears to the iron mines in terms of power level and flexibility?
Here's the thing. All things being equal, iron mines are probably better because they leave the characters out there. But in a meta where you're expecting a lot of targ, your iron mines are useless. Useless against the kind of kill effects that Targ is going to be hitting you with Crown of Gold, with Dracaris comboing with their plot. They just don't help you, right? Those iron mines just become useless. And the spears, although the character does leave play, they come right back to your hand regardless of whatever burn card was used. So it gives you a lot more freedom to push a challenge, kind of to make your opponent have that terminal kill effect, because you've got the spears and you know, well, if they've got it, okay, it'll set me back, but it doesn't put the character in the dead pile. I can get them out next turn. You know, if you build your economy base to kind of handle those big guys, you can get them out next turn and keep going. And it's a setback and not a blowout. And all too often, if a Targ deck just burns down your key characters, I mean, like you mentioned in your game against Martel, if you burn the key characters, it's usually GG, right?
It can be.
Right.
I mean, it really can. I feel like decks are a little bit singular unique, or a little bit less singular unique reliant. Mm-hmm. You know, which again is another point in Big Mel's favor, is she's not Dracarisable like the smaller one is. And so then most Bara players don't actually put her into any challenges against Targaryen, and she becomes like a 5-cost Iron Throne. Yeah. So I think Big Mel will help the matchup against Targ quite a bit. And then with her hand knowledge, chipping away at your burn events, I just feel like she's got some things, and then spears to keep her in play.
She definitely, the big guys I chose for this deck were definitely chosen with Targ in mind, trying to keep them all at 6 strength and above. That's really what's so great about the new Jon Snow, the new Mel.
New Jon Snow.
They put you just, like, Targ has to work overtime to burn those characters, especially if Jon Snow has the wall out to even boost them by 1 more. It gets really tricky to find the tools, and if you do find the tools, Targ has to commit so much to burn a 7 or 8 strength character that it's often not even worth it for them to do it, right? They get more bang for just kind of taking out a Chud challenge or something, because at least it stops something.
Like a double Dracaris into your Robert, who you can spears back to your hand, is actually resource and card advantage to Bara, I think.
I think so.
2 of my most dangerous cards out, 1 spears down for 7 gold. Like, it's a great, it reduces your tempo loss by allowing you to play back out again. So spears, super good.
Yeah, I agree. So yeah, my day went pretty well. It's refreshing. I think the deck does have potential. Its only losses were to Eric and Alejandro, who played each other in the finals. So I think it's there. I think you could argue that you and I both had maybe the 3rd and 4th best decks on the day.
Oh, I had the best deck. Maybe let's argue that.
Okay, yeah, there's no argument. So
no, they were top decks. At the Jank Tank, we're not always looking for that competitive edge, but when we want to, we can let it happen.
That's right.
So.
All right. Well, shall we go for it? Shall we play this game? All right.
Let's do it. So I'm going to keep my hand here.
Do it. Okay.
I've been looking at it a lot.
Yeah, I have been kind of looking at it as well. I think I'm going to keep mine. This deck, actually, my deck can flop really, really, really well, but Maybe I'm cheating a little bit, but I'm using the knowledge that you like to play heads on spikes, and I've got 2 characters in my hand that I would really like to get on the board before you can spikes them out of my hand. So I'm thinking it might be worth it. But I mean, at tournaments, oftentimes that's the kind of information you can use.
We call that scouting.
Do we? No. Perhaps. See, now you might just decide not to heads on spikes with me. We'll see.
Let's see. Oh, both of those would have been fantastic.
Both of those would have been. I mean, they wouldn't have destroyed me, but they would have really hurt because those are 2 characters that you really want on the board when the death events show up.
Let's use my knowledge that you like to run Spears of Merlin King and talk about the Benjamin Stark Spears of the Merlin King interaction for a second.
So
because it's just soul crushing enough to call a judge over.
Yeah, so the way those interrupts work is you can trigger Benjamin's 2 gold and shuffle ability, but the shuffle does not happen until he would go to the dead pile, which is at the end of all interrupt opportunities to him dying. So you can both trigger him and get the 2 power, and then trigger the interrupt on Spears to return him to hand. So he doesn't get shuffled back into the deck. He basically then reads, if you've got Spears, gain 2 power when he would be killed and return him to hand, which is really, really good. It means you're going to get that consistent marshalling of Benjamin much more than his shuffle back ability. It's not always the best play to use your Spears on him if you have someone better on the board, but it can be a really key play if you're right there near the end and you can just kind of throw him out there then the very next turn and then reset the next turn and get you from an 8 or 9 power point, and from the moment he dies to kind of 15 within a round or 2. It can be a good play.
Yeah, as I said, soul crushing, but also the kind of interactions that we like here at the Jank Tank.
Definitely. All right, now I need to think about what you're gonna do.
I need to think about what I'm gonna do.
I just assume that your deck wants to open with heads, only because heads gives you initiative 9 times out of 10, 50% or more, probably more like 55 to 60%. It gets you going on the power. It puts somebody in my dead pile, which is going to fuel your extra econ locations. It's going to fuel so much. So I'm going to kind of go with that expectation. Now, I don't know if that changes what you do. Probably not.
Yeah, we try to play these games straight up.
Oh,
even as,
that worked even better.
Oh, well, what can you do?
See, I thought you were really going to spikes, and I'd be like, okay, 6 gold, that'd be fine. But 15 gold, well, that sounds really good. I have to be careful, though, because I know you play House of the Undying. You just said you did. If I just flood the board with 8 good characters and you Valor, suddenly those Undyings become just challenge dominators.
Yeah, and that's actually why I don't mind trading in Targ, is you have enough attrition tools that it's fine to give your worthy opponent something to do.
Yeah, I'll say Alejandro opened in our top 4 game. I opened with my Summer Harvest, which is a pretty standard opener for me. I've got some other options, but he went ahead and played Summer Feast, so not quite as amazing as the trading open, but it was almost as good, and I couldn't have got a better start. He just outlasted me. Ooh, Daenerys. All right, so she works. I mean, she's a good card, I guess.
Yeah, she's fine.
You can even do saucy things like kneel her, I think I'm out of Drac range, then stand her with the Plaza of Pride to suddenly put that like 5 cost character back into Drac, or 5 strength character. She's really good. Alright.
Let me just consider here what is happening in life.
That last goal, do you need to save it for the Drac? Oh, he does. He does.
I think I do. I think I do.
Got to. All right.
Something else that's kind of funny about playing Crossing is people are so used to playing Targ Fealty that even if you don't have any gold, they'll still just have that PTSD from Dracarys that they'll worry that you can let it fly because everybody uses their Fealty discount for that.
Okay, are you ready for the pro play? Here's the pro play. Do that, do that, I do that, I do that, and then I do that, And he's already 7 strength. See that? Just keep him out of that range right from the get-go. Oh, 9 left? I think we need to... I think she's worthy of a milk, don't you think? I think she's worthy of it.
Nah.
Nah, I know, probably a waste. Alright, I got some options here. I think we go with one of... I don't have a whole lot of intrigue going on. But what am I really worried about? I'm worried about you just aggroing me into oblivion. Not this turn, but soon.
Oh, it's coming.
I assume.
It's coming.
Well, let's go with that. And let's go with that. And I'll be done.
The red keep is the worst.
I know. You gave me that 16 gold. I knew I was going to be able to play some good stuff. Well, here comes that intrigue challenge that I can't hope to win, which is kind of a bummer. So, I think, let's see, you've got a lot of mill. Don't think that matters. Yeah, I think I'm just going to let this go unopposed. 3 good cards, I'm telling you.
So we'll stand Danny with Regal.
Oh, yeah. And
Let's apply that claim.
oh, okay, all right. I'm glad I got one of them out there.
Then, so this is an interesting decision because I don't really care about winning the second challenge, but I would like to win the third challenge to get my crossing bonus. So let's do this.
Okay, well, the military for 3. Well, I feel like... And
Jogo is an amazing card, and yet another reason why those crones are just delicious.
I hear you.
Could definitely go for a couple of crones right now.
Well, I think it's definitely worth a defense. Yeah. Let's just defend with him. Alright. Oh, that's my done.
Alright. Sid has won a challenge.
Alright, here
And we'll
comes
swing.
the third.
Power here.
7 strength. You've got your dragon. 7. 11. Strength 10. You've got nothing to steal. Let me think. You'll get unopposed. You'll get one for your agenda. I don't know. I'm tempted just to let this go. Oh no, I can't do that because I need to draw cards. Gosh darn it.
Yeah, so by putting you in a position where you have to defend here, I'd take out your Intimidate.
I think I gotta do it.
Oh, see, you're double defending because
double defend. Oh, I have to double defend.
you've played Targ before.
I have played Targ before. Yeah, I think card draw is more important than anything. I mean, I'll get the power from the Renown anyways. So, let me think. Do I want to attack with Master Aemon? Pfft, no. Of course I don't.
I have an action before you decide.
Oh, no! You're gonna lay siege my red keep? That's what you saved the gold for. Okay, well, I guess now I could do the intrigue.
And to our faithful viewers, I have to do that before you decide to pass challenges, because if you pass challenge, there's no window. It will go right to end of phase. So I do have to tell.
This is true.
Give that tell.
All right. Let's see. I don't think I really get anything except for really just giving you a potential power. Any other actions? You want to discard a card to stand Danny?
I do not.
No, you don't? Oh, okay, fine. Fair enough. Well then...
Maybe if she still had her insight.
I guess I'll just be done.
Okay. So I win that dominance.
You do.
That dominance.
I have no
dominance.
Dom Tech yet. No, I forget. How many Lacey's did you say you play? I think you said 1 or 2. I don't remember exactly.
Oh, there's enough. There's enough.
Plenty. Plenty.
Late Siege is a pretty niche card. It's like Nightmares for locations. So I also run plenty of Nightmares. Don't leave home.
Oh, here comes that heads. Here comes that heads.
So I like to play second a lot, but I do want to go first so that...
You can do it first. Makes sense.
Well, I kind of want to let your building orders go first so that I can pinch that wall out of your hand.
There are definitely options here.
And then with your Intimidate on Bob, I just feel like I'd rather sequence my challenges in the way I wish to and not in the way you wish to.
Alright, well, I am going to grab... let me see. 4, 5, 6, 7, yeah. Yeah, I'll grab the wall and see what you do. Fiery Followers. So you got the trigger. Good on you. But it wasn't the one you were hoping for.
No.
But I gotta watch out. You're at 4 power. Beginning of plot 2. Alright, marshal away. Let's see what you got.
So let's kneel that. Let's dupe that. Let's play that. And that.
Oh my gosh. That's 2 of them now.
And we'll be done.
Okay, so no new characters, but you've got enough gold to ambush a nasty little character. Who's that, Quaith? I know you're thinking of playing that Quaith. I don't know, but I assume you are. Well, yeah, I think just keep this fairly simple. We're gonna go wall. We're gonna go spears. And that's it.
I think for a long time I thought Spears of the Merlin King was unique, but really it's actually just loyal.
It is just loyal, which is fine.
So, first thing we'll do is we'll swing with that delicious intriguing.
Intrigue challenge strength 3, and I do not have what I need to stop you from shadow blacking. At least there is the bonus of knowing what you're gonna shadow black me with.
Yeah. So you can see the card advantage of this deck. Like if Danny didn't have that milk, just
definitely.
this double challenge. So good. And then the shadow black, I just love to keep your hand full.
All right, I am going to go ahead and defend, and we'll see what you do.
We'll see what I do.
Yeah, well, yeah. I want to see if you're gonna drac my boy. He's a good target.
So for my...
So you're not going to. Fantastic.
No, I don't have it now, but now I do.
But now you do, and it's too late. Alright, so now I know you've got it. Alright, that's good. Information. Information is good. Oh, Fiery Followers. That's 2 in a row. You just don't want me to get followers out there.
Let's come in on a mill with Sir Jorah,
Okay.
House Mormont.
Makes sense. Let's see, and then you'll be able to do... Boy, you'll be able to do a pretty big power challenge. Alright, let's defend just with Benjen.
So here's that milk on Danny coming in handy again. Because he's always out of range. I don't really want to waste my Dracaris to kill one of your weenies.
Oh, you don't want to kill that Dragonstone Faithful?
No, I'm good.
Here they come for 13. Alright. Let me 13. So I can go, let's see, he's 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. But here we go again, where I'm put in a position where I probably need to double just in order to ensure I win this challenge. I have to slow you down. It's the only way I think I win this game is you're moving so fast already. It doesn't look like you're moving fast, but if you win this challenge, you're moving really fast.
Win the challenge if I can win Dom, say, because I've got that stand from Plaza. You know I've got 4 more Plower in my plot deck.
Yep. I need to think real hard about how to play this one. I could do that. It's 6. Alright. Yeah, I mean, I just gotta do it. I don't want to do it, but I've got to do it. Let's go with... Go with that.
Whoa.
21, homie. Well, if I'd had another icon I could afford, I think just Bob and the 2 weenies wouldn't have been enough. Well, maybe. If you dracked, maybe. Not. Okay. Done. Get some more power. Okay, do you have any pre-challenge actions? I'm going to ask you this time. He does.
We'll wake Danny.
Okay. Oh, I can't do that. See, and I can't go on the power, or else then I'm going to lose my red keep. Okay. Well, if I make you stick with 4 gold this turn, I don't think that's that bad. So we'll just end challenges. I'll red keep, all the wall, and you'll win Dom. Big time.
Okay.
Alright, does that mean you're about to, board wipe? Feels like it.
Well, if I did, we'd be left like I have power in my location base in terms of economy.
Tons of economy.
You have power in your location base in terms of effects. So you've got Spears Robert back to hand. You can aim in somebody to stay on the board. You binge in for power. So it's not like an open and shut decision here. So let's see.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not really sure what I'm doing either, but let's got to do something, right? I'm gonna try. Discard. Okay, good. I did guess correctly. Go
find Crescent, I dare you.
I don't think so. Alright, well, I have to go first, of course. We do the Here to Serve. We get the aim and dupe. Alright. Any response to characters being killed? Why, yes, I do. Who's gonna get the save? It'll be that. Spears. And Benjamin Stark. And then order in the dead pile. Done. Alright, here you go. Whew, that also puts the dead pile at 3, which was pretty big.
No, that's very annoying because I was kind of counting on that 4. I should have seen
Oh
that
wait,
you're just coming, but
I just finished marshalling totally by accident. I thought it was a done box, so let me marshal real quick.
okay.
So yeah, it doesn't give me a whole lot of gold either, though. So I need to do that, and I need to do that. 2, 3, 4, and unfortunately, that's all. Go ahead. One, two. Oh, and oh my gosh, all the economy. 4, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, just shy of getting Danny back out there.
Thank you for rubbing it in. That is appreciated.
Ooh, with some nice attachment control.
No, he's probably just going to die.
Got it.
And that's all I'm going to do, I think.
That's all you're gonna do, huh? Alright, let me think here. You've got 4 gold. I know you've got the Drac. Your Drac's not enough. Now I can't remember. Does what's her name remove a character on printed strength? I don't think so. I think it's just strength.
Quaith is just strength, yeah.
Just strength. So you could Drac down. I mean, that would be a lot of combo. But you could Drac a ranging party down, and then pop in Quaith, remove it from the challenge, and then you'd come back and hit me with the ability to mess with my wall. But at least it would get your cards on the table, right? I feel like it's kind of important for me to do the mill. Alright. No pre-challenge for me. Any pre-challenge for you?
No, thank you.
Alright. I'm going to do the military challenge.
Okay. Which I will let be unopposed.
Okay. And let's apply that claim.
There's no attachments in play.
Alright, let's see. Power is probably good, but you could do some stoppage there. But can you jump something in? I don't think you can jump in any power to stop my red keep from going. I'm just gonna be a little aggressive here. This will probably end up with the wall getting knelt, but that's alright.
Yeah, can't oppose.
I feel like taking your total down is better than actually getting the 2 from wall this turn. Yeah, that's 2 anyways that way. Alright.
Do you have a Dolorous in hand?
Here you go. I mean, even if I did, you've got a Dracaris in hand.
Well, you're worried about the wall, but you don't have an Intrigue icon to soak it.
Right, but
that's kind of my point.
Yeah, but look, I know you've got the Drac, right? So, I Dolorous, you stand your dragon, because you've got Plaza. Then you Drac Dolorous, you get unopposed anyways, and Dolorous is dead.
Yes.
All those
Which
things
is
happen.
all I'm saying is that that's making your decision to do your power challenge correct, because you couldn't have defended the wall anyway.
Oh no, I've definitely got Dolorous. This question is, I assumed he'd just be instant burn. But the question is, do I just want to let that happen? Is Dolorous worth the... is he the sacrificial lamb to pull out that Drac that I know you have? Maybe. So I give you unopposed intrigue. You've got no claim. Either way, the wall gets knelt. I think I'm going to let you have it. Because if I didn't know you had the Drac, I would absolutely use him. But since I know you've got it, and I've only got one Intrigue Icon out there, I kind of need him right now. He's kind of important. Yeah. Oh, by wall. That's okay. It's okay. Worse things have happened.
So let's go ahead and grab another one.
Let's see if you do. Did you? Oh, you did. So now you have 2. Well, which you would have had anyways. All right.
So it looks like I went a little bit out of sequence there.
Oh, that's okay. Oh, look at you. You stole it. Yeah, here comes the mill. That's going to be unopposed. It's okay. Now.
Let's apply that claim.
Mm-hmm. Of 0. Nightmares on Red Keep. Dirty dog.
Yeah, I want to keep your hand size low for this reflood, and then I know of a certain gentleman you have in your hand that I prefer in
2 heads on spikes right now.
El Pile de los Muertes.
I guess that makes sense, like on some level. All right. Well, I guess we'll see what happens. You're gonna have a lot of gold.
Spike first.
And Robert. Fair play, fair play, fair play. All right.
Yeah, and probably also, honestly, a reason you'd want to keep Dolorous in hand, because if you jump him in and get him burned, then it's a 33%, not a 25% chance on the spikes.
I was thinking that too.
So, no, I just did the.
No,
I did the.
I did. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oops.
Ooh, Plaza of Pride. Go ahead. Can we use that now?
Just
perfect timing.
This is just amazing. An amazing sequence.
You know what? All Targ locations kind of look alike. They're all. I feel like it's the same artist on all of them. They're all kind of like beautiful landscapes, same kind of color palette.
It is a beautiful location base.
Yeah.
And it is an indistinguishable location base. All right, over to you.
Okay, saving 4 again. Is it just that you're just got a handful of events? What are you saving it for? All right. Oh, I feel so sad that Bob is gone.
I'm saving it for Valor, dude. Like.
But that's okay. She is not quite as good, but she's good.
GTR.
Yeah.
Oh, and a little spears.
A little spearsies of the
little
Kings.
Spearage.
I just kind of need. Right, you've used both of those. Let's go with.
Excuse me.
That and that. That could be interesting. Yeah, let's go him. Done. Right. No actions before challenges for me. Okay, here comes that intrigue challenge for 5, huh? See, could do that. 4. I mean, you could double Drac here and really make things uncomfortable for me. I wish that you wouldn't, but you could. So, we're gonna put him in.
Now, like a smart person.
Oh, Dracaris.
You're putting him in the action window before defenders.
Right, just to see what you do. I think I let him die. I don't think Spears is worth it. Goodbye. Okay. Alright, so you could have some shenanigans still. I know you have the second Drac. You're doing that. So if I do that and that, defend, let's see what that does for us.
What does that do for us?
Well, it means you can use your second drac. You can do that.
Kill Aemon, which makes your Valor, like, very much worse.
True. I do have a ways to go before I have to do it. But you're right.
But I'm just saying, like, with him on board, you could Valor me, and that would be really nice for you.
True.
I could win the Intrigue Challenge, but there's no claim. But there would be Insight and a stand. I kind of would like some cards. So do I want to kill Aemon?
So what do you do?
Alright, let's go ahead and stand a character. Let's toss that to stand him. Waiting for opponent.
Oh, my bad. My bad.
To click done.
My bad.
So we're actually going to Drac Mel.
Okay. Because that gives us 5 to 5. Good play. Okay. You're going to win that challenge.
So we'll react with Rhaegal. Stand that young lady. Shadow Black. Appears to have whiffed.
Yes!
After winner is determined. I mean, you can't be too sad at that. Like,
No.
2 Dracs.
No, not
like
at
that's
all.
it's doing its work. Yeah.
Okay, 2 Dracs down. I can start to breathe again. I'm a little bit worried about your ability to really House of the Undying me for a lot.
Dude, House of Undying would be completely perfect right now.
Get Bob. Alright, what's going on? A power challenge for 5. Alright, what do you have available to you still? You could have a 3rd Drac. Who knows? I don't think you do, but you could. Let's just go ahead and defend with that. See if it's enough.
I'm defending with because of the keep, yeah.
Yes, keep helps on those power challenges. Okay, so you're saying I can do some challenges now. Is that what you're telling me? Heyo. Alright, but if she's standing and I do something dumb... Oh no, even if she's standing, I'll still get power, or strength, because of the keep. Well, that's nice. Let's do the military with him. Okay. Apply some claim. Alright. Power. Select. Done. Let's try that. Now, do you have... Is your hand 2 more nightmares?
Oh, if only.
For both wall and keep.
So I feel like that might have been a small mistake from you there, to swing in with Crescent rather than this Builder at the wall, because if you swing with Builder, you have 3 strength for Dom, whereas now you've got 2 to my 2 gold, so that's going to be a Dom push.
That's true. But it also puts him... I mean, what if you did have the 3rd Drac? And what if you had a card that you could just stand Danny with, you know? There were things you could do.
Yeah, no, if I have like a Waking for Danny, yeah, which I don't know if it's the right
keep.
thing.
We wall.
Please tell me it's 2 Roberts.
Okay.
Yeah, so, but the Dom's more than the power. The Dom is the Mel trigger, which would be Luscious right now.
It is. You're right. You're right. Kind of forgot about her. Haha. I should have remembered. But that's okay. Everything else kind of went according to plan. Let's see. So this is by far my best play. Let's make sure it works. Ooh, someone's digging for a House of the Undying, and I am looking to get Robert out of my dead pile. Alright, I'm gonna just close call before anything else happens. And... oh, you making me go first? Okay. Still 4 in the dead. That'd be nice if I could get that down. Ooh, what are we gonna do here? Well, actually, this seems pretty straightforward. Let's do that. Let's kneel it. Guess who I drew?
Yay!
Yay! And another spears. Done.
I thought you only had 2 spears at the tournament.
No, 3. 3, 3, 3. No, just before the tournament, I got rid of my one event that I was playing a support of the people, and I was looking at it, and I was just saying to myself, I really don't care that much about this event. I really want spears, so there are 3 spears. Ooh, thanks for the Robert boost. That helps.
You got it, buddy.
Awesome. All right. 12, 13, 14, 15. 2 Drax away. You've got that. Ooh, Doria.
And then we'll sit on 3.
Okay. And here's a question. Do you have the card you need in order to stand Daenerys? You might, right? You could have a Drogo in hand or something. Because I would really like to intimidate Daenerys, like, immediately. But if I just hang back here, Wall and Dom is win, unless you have nightmares. It's not. I think we just go for it. So, no actions before challenges. 12, 13, 14. Let's do... So 5, 6, 7. Let's do him. Him and him. Let's do that.
So unopposed, claim, and renown wins, so I have to block.
It does, yeah.
Alright, let's block with that young lady.
Okay. Alright, let's apply some claim. Let's do that. And let's see, I can do that. Entry, power. Alright, I'll be done there.
Intrigue with this guy.
Alright. For 2, let's go ahead and defend with Mel. Okay. Ooh, Dracarys!
Yeah, I need to win this to...
Yeah.
Oh, somebody's impugning on my secret lair here.
Who has arrived? Oh, wait a minute. Why did I still win that challenge?
You should not have done.
It did not recognize. Why didn't it recognize that? Oh, did you use it afterwards? Yeah, it's okay. How do I put a card back on my deck? Can I just... I'll just put it in there.
Yeah, but I should get Shadow Black, so I'm going to go ahead and look at my top 10.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and nothing.
Nothing. All right. Make sure you kneel that house card.
This is stupid.
What were you looking for? What helps you? The stand?
Yeah, like a waking could potentially be what I need. Or no, that's it. Because I can't. Well, I was thinking actually in my brain I need a nightmares, but I don't need a nightmares. Oh.
Yeah, I had to do the power so that a nightmare. I couldn't just stand pat and let you nightmares into the next round.
I'll scoop.
All right, buddy.
Table flip.
Table flip. Well, my deck did exactly what it tries to do. Get out all those good locations, play bombs, have ways to get your bombs back out there. Yeah, it worked. I mean, I think your deck, you got all the economy in the world. Man, you could have afforded Undying so many times.
Yeah, a House of the Undying would have helped. A Khal could have helped.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I drew badly.
Halfway through your deck, though, and you never saw a Drogo? That's not so good. That's some bad variance there a little bit, I think.
Yeah, maybe it was like below average, but it wasn't like, oh crap, I couldn't draw anything. Like Danny, a dragon, and 3 Dracarys is like, you can't really complain.
Yeah, I mean, it worked out. Like, I have 3 Milks and 3 Cravens in this deck, and I only ever saw 1 Craven, so like a Drogo would have just run roughshod on me as soon as you were to get him out.
Yeah, and that's another nice thing against like a wall deck. It gives you the 4 challenges to try to puncture it instead of just 3.
Oh, I should say 2 Milks. I have 2 Milks and 3 Cravens.
Yeah, I actually cut the Milks out of my deck. That was another change I forgot to mention from the Euros because against Night's Watch it's just such a dead card.
Yeah.
So that's where I went with like a Lay Siege and I think a 3rd Nightmares as compared to his list. I also took out the hand's Judgments because he was playing them, I think, as Dracarys counters, but Night's Watch, at least the wall variants, don't tend to play a ton of events.
Not a ton, yeah.
And so then they become like even more dead cards against the Night's Watch matchup. So even though they would help me in some others, I was like, it's fine.
Yeah, I cut my my Milks down to 2 because of the Night's Watch matchup. But even now, it's like Jon Snow is there and Khorne Halfhand is there. Like there's enough guys. I mean, it's
but
them.
Khorne's still no attachment, so you have to go like Nightmares.
You're right. He is. No
and then, but there's a few. There's more than there's ever been. Let's put it that way.
There are, and some people are playing the bigger ones. I think Eric actually at Mountain View was playing some of the bigger guys, not just like a Token John and Straight Wall. I think he had a bunch of the new like 5 and 6 cost guys.
Yeah,
Cotter
and
Pike
Shelby.
And,
Cotter can take attachments.
What's
Shelby's
this big steward guy. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the Crown of Gold Magnet, Bowen Marsh.
There you go.
So, do you have time for one more quickie, or are we calling it a day?
I don't. I do have to go now. But I had till about 4, which is why I was hoping you could get on a little early and we could get done before 4. And we did get done before 4. We got done at 3:50.
This is perfect.
But I don't think either of our decks can win in 10 minutes. But that was
I
good.
could.
I'll definitely give you another chance at Retribution. Well, no, you beat me in testing. We tested these decks against each other.
Yeah, I mean, they're probably a coin flip, and so I think that
a good matchup.
Maybe like 55 to you after the test because you made changes to improve yourself after the testing.
I did. That 3rd Merlin King, huge.
So good, and Valor, I think.
Valor, yes, I did change it up. I mean, I obviously never played it in this game. But in initial testing, I didn't have Valor in this deck, and I realized I think we realized together, like it's got Amon, it's got a way to fish for Amon, it's got some dupes. You should be playing
Spears.
Valor, and I was like,
and Spears,
yeah. I mean, Spears can be really good on a Wildfire too, because you keep 3 guys, and then you also Spears back 1 or 2 others. It can be
because it's not a save.
Hey, it's not a save.
Spears OP.
It's even better when you've got it, but. It's not better if you can clear your board and clear your opponent's board. So in that respect, I think Valor overall was just a better choice.
No, agreed. Well, it's fun. Hopefully everybody got a little peek at some ways you can take these kind of classic builds and tweak them for the current meta with a little bit of fun tools.
Yeah, I would say
and,
both of our decks do quite well against wall decks.
Man, I hope that's the case. That new builder monstrosity is something else entirely.
That's true. These really aren't designed to take out builder. But I don't know. I feel like if I get does builder run Valor? It does, right?
I don't remember. I don't know that it had a reset though.
It might not. No, really? We'll have to look at that. But
yeah, let's hop over
I
here.
feel like if I can set up my board and because builder is just really just doing its own thing. It's not really doing much to your board. I mean, it can drop obviously Cravens and Milks, but if I can just keep the wall up and defend the wall and win Dom, I think my deck beats it.
Yeah, the builder doesn't have Valor. It does run dual. It runs dual.
It does run. Okay, so that can hurt a little bit, but with close call, I'm not
and
that
Spears.
worried about it. Spears, you're right. Spears helps against dual also. Like Spears, it is my favorite new card. It works so well against so many things. I mean, Cannot Be Saved is all over the place, and it helps so much. It helps so much.
And then you didn't get to feature King Stannis in this deck, but he actually would help quite a bit against those builders
and he
as
is
well.
in this deck as well. Yeah, he does a lot of good work against them. He can keep guys knelt. He can lower their strengths, kind of anti-wall on power challenges.
I do feel like your deck would be super weak to that Martell Fealty location blowout deck that had been going around.
For sure. And especially, it ran Varys also, right?
Yeah, Varys, Valor, Political Disaster, Battle of Blackwater. It was
at all.
Delicious.
Yeah, that would be actually a really good deck. But like you said, Targ just kind of chomps on Martell, and there still is a lot of Targ out there. Martell is poised, I think. They can win a tournament. I mean, obviously they have been doing well in tournaments, but they still have some like real bad matchups, like real scary
I mean, because you would actually say that Martell has a minus matchup in general against the wall. It's only if you build specifically for it.
Right.
Because Martell's cards like Gaston Grey, Viper Eyes, Vengeance for Elia are just dead in that matchup.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, I think the game's in a really interesting spot. We haven't even talked about Lannister, which still remains one of the stronger houses.
Absolutely.
Stark has a couple of glimmers of hope. Tyrell is just also gross itself.
It feels like everything. It
feels like everything is overpowered. Perhaps that means nothing is overpowered. What a time to be alive.
I know, and the jank just keeps on flowing. I think we're going to have weeks to come. And just for our listeners out there, this summer, Buzz and I are going to try and be a little bit more regular. We're both pretty busy dudes, but I'm less busy now because I'm a teacher and I have the summer off. So
summer break.
Yeah, we're gonna try and bring
some flexibility on my lunch hour, so we're gonna aim for 2 a month, and if we can do that.
I think we can. I'm not gonna, I don't want to, make a blood pact that we're gonna beat that, but I think we can beat that. I mean, we try to meet at least once a week. Usually that gets pushed back to like once a month lately, but we'll try and bring you as much as we can. I think we can definitely step up frequency. I mean, we just released an episode yesterday, and now we're gonna have this one up by tonight.
As long as our viewers can remember, everything's a bonus.
That's right, everything.
All the content creators and Thrones work really hard. It's all volunteer. Nobody's getting rich off this stuff, and so all the content creators are just fantastic, and we are but a drop in the ocean.
I know. All I got for that last game was Wama making fun of me because I played so bad, which was not surprising.
Which is
I
fair.
deserved it,
but the guy that built the Martell deck, I can't recall his name. All the Europeans have like a name, and then they have like a fake name, and then a screen name.
Yeah, they do.
And I can't keep them all. Can't keep them all straight. And but the gentleman Loris Tyrell on the boards that run the Martell, he says that he is a new viewer because he likes our style, even though you ran his deck into the ground.
Even though I totally misplayed his deck. And
anyway,
he was right. There
was
some big plays I missed, but yeah, we'll be back soon. And yeah, thanks
Let's
everybody.
give 2 more
shout
outs. These are very selfish. Number 1 to Brad Norman. He says this is the only cast he listens to.
Yes.
Excellent choice, Brad. And number 2 to Emma Zellis, who Facebook messaged me and says that she likes the Jank Tank.
Nice.
So
look at this. See, we're 2 more viewers right there. Viewers for life. We were getting European viewership. And actually, you know what? I'm going to give a quick shout out. Will Lentz, starting with our previous episode, is simul posting our podcast to the White Book. So we're getting that
Oh.
extra exposure from Will, and I think that that last episode really kind of went out deeper into the interwebs because of his efforts. So thank you, Will. And
The black internet.
Yeah, hopefully this one, I'm sure it will be up there on the White Book as well as on all the kind of, Facebook pages. I just kind of blast it up there. Maybe we'll get our own website one day, but if Will's willing to host us, I say we let him do the work.
Agreed. I love letting Will do the work. Excellent format. All right, man. Well, thanks for joining up with me, and have a great afternoon, and we'll see you when we see you.
You too. Bye-bye, Buzz.
It's a shabby show. It's a shabby show. It's a shabby